2:20. Hey, family. Y'all know what time it is, right? Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation Show. Boom, boom, boom. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation Show. Boom, boom, boom. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation Show. Hey, family. Hey, look. I want to share this with y'all, right? I just got off the phone um, with Tony White, and he's in DC, and he's into go-go music, go-go music, right? And he called me about us merging together to do some things, and like putting on events here in Baltimore City, you know. And I thought that was so wonderful because as he was talking with me, I started thinking about the Teen Talk Show. And now we basically talking about grown people with the go-go. But I was looking at the studio production work with him as far as with the youth. And I am going to reach out to certain nonprofits here or organizations that I know that work with the teenagers and stuff like that, because I want it to be a consistent thing. Like every Saturday at 2 o'clock, we have the Teen Talk Show. Now, say like whoever hosting it, because I don't want to host it myself. I want somebody at least about 25 that can better relate with the kids, the teenagers. Let them talk about where they at, what's going on with them. I want to get a therapist there, stuff like that, so we can actually get to the root cause of why our children, they going through some stuff, right, at home, and then they in the street, so they become destructive, you know. Now, what I had to look at as a parent, I taught my kids the difference between right and wrong. I taught my kids to respect adults, and most of all, their teachers, because that's how I grew up. If my mother taught me to respect my elders and mainly the teachers too. Now the reason why I'm throwing the teachers in, because well, how many hours a day they normally dealing with the kids? So in my mind, they the babysitters. You get me? Even though they teachers. So the kids need to respect them. So anyway, that's the way I see it. Some people might not see it that way, and that's fine. Because I notice a lot of parents now, when somebody trying to discipline your children or your children being destructive and they disciplining them, you ain't gonna like it. But let me tell you something about Steve Copeland. If your kids is in my vicinity and or in my program and they running around acting like little kids, Big Unc gonna try to, Big Unc gonna try to discipline them. You know what I mean? But some people might take it in the wrong way. And the reason why I'm saying this, y'all, too, when it comes to me working with the women and children, individuals, I used to be a foster care parent. And they teaches you how to actually deal with children. So it's a certain way that you would deal with a somebody else's child compared to the way you would deal with your child. But some of the stuff that I learned in them classes, I applied it to my own family, structure wise, healthy wise. Um, they teach you how to do intervention things with them, working on solutions. So that's what I was doing as a foster care parent. You know, I was a mentor. A lot of y'all ain't know that, did you? Because a lot of y'all look at me as this big mouth, angry black man. No, I'm just straightforward. And a lot of people take it the wrong way, and it's okay. But It's all about helping us, right? So anyway, I and I still with the foster care thing, say like my goal is to get, if I can get my own, I want to say complex, but get my own building that I am renting, or if I can buy. The goal is to work with the foster care system as well. Because you got kids that's aging out there, young men and women. By the time they get to 21, they're aging out of foster care. And if you don't have nowhere for them to go, a lot of them age out. And if they're not working and they're not being responsible, they're not doing all this type of stuff, they will age out and become homeless. I've seen it happen a lot of times. Christina Flowers is the one that gave me that title, homeless advocate. Because I was working with Christine Flowers when they was under the bridge and everything. She's the one. And I remind her from time to time. So she's the one. I don't know if she's still doing it now because I don't watch it like I used to. Y'all know I'm kind of wild and rough with the mouth and everything. And Christina Flowers be like, well, you know you can't do this, and you shouldn't do that, and you can't do this. I said, Christine, who you think I got it from? She don't do nothing but bust out laughing. I said, remember when you used to like go at our man? She would scream on people. And sometimes the behavior do look crazy. I said, Christina, who you think I learned that shit from? I got that from you. But guess what? I had to, over the years, y'all, I had to try to learn to, I'm gonna say, be more productive. Cause I know a lot of y'all look at me as this angry black man, you know, he need medication. Y'all say all that type of stuff about me. But y'all don't realize that he's a big, loving, caring, kind, considerate, warm, passionate man. I know who I am inside. I know. Even though y'all might not like my delivery for the way I do stuff, that's not my problem. And I'm gonna share this with y'all too. Keep in mind, if you don't like what I say out my mouth and how I do stuff, it's okay. Because a lot of times, cause my thing is, if I don't watch it, the goal is to try to please everybody. Cause I want you to pay attention to this, you know, Steve, this. I can't. So a lot of times when I talk, I don't know who might need to hear what I gotta say. It might be like right now I'm looking at like six eyeballs. I'm just saying, viewers, right? But I know it's more than that because I'm seen all over the world. So I already know that because I'm on my broadcast network as I talk to y'all. So I'm streaming to other platforms right here, right now. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Twitch right now. I'm on Twitter right now. I'm on 3 of my Facebook pages right now. You on right now, y'all looking at me on my main page, Stephanie Copeland 909 at yahoo.com, my Facebook page. Then I got it on another page, Stevie Copeland 59. So those are public pages, right? So I was able to embed those pages into my restream. So the ones that's on Stevie Copeland, like Erica, a lot of the NA people, they're on that page and they see me. They see me. A lot of people for the pages I had, the social media pages I had, right? They see me, but they might not say nothing on here. But when they see me in the streets, it's a total different thing. That's why I had to learn, you know, because I was getting mad because I'm like, yeah, I come on here and people don't, you know, accolades, you know what I mean? And but y'all know what I do. And that's what I was telling Tony. So he's in DC, so he wants to come together. And once I get more information and we get this thing going, with the go-go, And he was telling me how twice a year, I think, say like if you singing and everything, and you want to go into the entertainment part, they go to other cities. Now, Tony, if you looking, bro, because I know you was sleepy, that's why I said go ahead to sleep, bro. Maurice Bamboo Thomas, his name is Maurice Thomas, right? He used to play in the movie something Jump Street, right? He has about 8 programs where he deals with people like Russell Simmons, DMX. He did, well, you know DMX, that's my cousin, he's gone. But he put people into the entertainment and stuff like that, right? If the young kids want to go that route. Now, the people that Maurice worked with, I'm talking about our youth, it's like from 18 to 24, I believe. They're a little bit older. But if they want to sing, they want to dance, and they want to get into the entertainment stuff, this is what he do. So I'm getting ready to send him a message and say, bro, I need you. Because we haven't met yet, but we've been dealing with each other for the past about 5 years. You know what I mean? I asked him, can he come to Baltimore City and help me put my program together? I'm talking about the Stephen Copeland Jr. Multipurpose Center. Sports and Talents Multipurpose Center. So I asked him, would he come to Baltimore City? And I want to implement the same things that he's doing in New York, up here in Baltimore City. And he's Wendy Williams' cousin. And I'm sharing this with you because when Tony ran the Go-Go, DC and Maryland, or Baltimore coming together, because you know, it's like a rivalry thing with them, a rivalry. But it was real interesting, y'all. And I told him this, that's your baby. And when I say that's your baby, if that's your vision and that's your passion for what you want to do, and anything I can help, as far as if you want to bring people together for us to do what we do and places to do the event, I have no problem with that because that's your baby. And I tell everybody this, what I do, y'all know I work with the homeless and the less fortunate population. I do transitional housing. That's why I want my own building where I can have everything I want under that roof. I want, say like if we want to start culinary classes, we can have a kitchen in there where we can teach the clients, my clients that's in the housing program. Down at 908, I had a little area where the barber can come in and he can cut people hair, right? If y'all look at my pictures, they on there. I was setting the space up for that. Cosmetology, I was setting up a place for that. I got a pastor that came in. We was doing the necessary things down at 908 to build up in the community. Now I'm subleasing, and it was a verbal, which is no different than a regular contract, but it's verbal. It's more like a 30-day. But anyway, anytime I rent something from you, I pays my stuff with my clients and everything, right? The BGE, all of that. Because number one, I have to pay you so the clients will have somewhere to stay. So you're my landlord. You're not their landlord. You get me? Because I'm coming in with my business. And my goal is to make sure you get your money every month. To make sure the gas and electric is paid. Now, in the water bill, I say, no, that's the landlord thing. But I don't mind helping with that if the money coming in like that. So the reason why I'm saying this, y'all, because that's the whole goal of setting things up with the housing program. Then you got people, remember what I said? You got people with talents. music. They know how to sing. They know how to dance. But they don't have nobody to teach them how to do it the proper way, you get me? The more professional way. So the goal with all of that is, with the go-go thing too I'm talking about, the goal with where I'm at with certain things, I'm near Morgan. So I would go over to their art department, right? Like with the music, the theater, art theater stuff. And I would ask some of the um, college students to come and volunteer to teach, the clients. Not only that, I would get my church members more involved. So the reason why I'm sharing this, because that's the whole point of getting my own building, so that I can produce everything by myself. As far as it's under that one umbrella, but I need y'all. I need you to come in with your vision. If you creative, um, and you want to come in, say like you retired from teaching, but you still would love to come in and volunteer your services. We might have, because I deal with children too, y'all. So we might need you to come in. And I do have a tutor. I do. I do have a tutor. And I'm telling you, down at 908, I was setting it up for everything. It wasn't me, y'all. When a certain person started putting their mouth in my business, you're my landlord. You had no right. You had no right when you put your mouth in my business. And then you had a lot of my clients come up against me, telling them don't pay me no more to pay you. See, a lot of stuff, y'all might not know. A lot of the black peoples that I work with in Baltimore City, and it's sad. It's sad. It start out beautiful, and then next thing you know, it's like they flip. I'm like, damn. Because I'm looking at your heart, looking at your mind, and I'm saying this, Tony, if you looking, bro, whoever I work with, the only thing I ask you to do is just do what you do. And where I see you can fit, as far as with your profession, that's all I want you to do. Anybody, when you come over with me, you actually helping the clients, not me. You helping the clients. You helping to change the quality of their lives with your profession. That's why I reach out for people to help them, because I'm right here with them. So I need y'all, like if you're a licensed professor, if you got your degree or your certificate and you can get paid by the state, I'm talking about, medical and all that type of stuff, you can get paid for your services. I got the clients. That's how it goes, y'all. If I have 30 clients, I refer them. That's like a doctor might refer you to the foot doctor, your primary care doctor. They get paid. So look, if I got about 30 clients, I need somebody to teach them how to live a better way of life. Change their mindset and all of that. I got the part with the roof over the head for them, do a roof over their head, you get me? With the temporary housing. But I need you to teach them how to be more responsible, productive. You might have clients don't know how to wash clothes, don't know how to make muffin. You might have some women don't know how to keep that thing clean right. I want, when you come in my stuff, right? My housing program. I want people, and I'm talking about the professionals, to teach them how to be more structured. Because if they got that ghetto mentality, somebody got to help them grow from that. I can feed them as much as I can, right? But it's the professionals who understand, and I said it before, the brain mindset, because that's their profession. So they know how to teach them a certain thing. To Eyes called chemically and balance them back out. See, I'm not good with that. But the goal is I try to encourage them and motivate them to be honest with y'all. Whatever profession coming in their life. And I'm gonna tell you this, like I told my psychotherapist when she called herself evaluating me, or what is that? I said, "What you trying to do? Um, what is it called, y'all? Why am I'm getting a little brain freeze thing?" But no, she was trying to. Ooh, because I'm getting ready to lose what I'm just saying. She was like, I said, "What you trying to diagnose me? Don't do that. Don't do that. Because if it's anything that I feel like I need to talk to a therapist or psychiatrist or something like that. Normally, if you talk to a psychiatrist, you ready for medication. But anyway, um, this is how I do. I'm not a professional as far as licensed, like therapist, counselor. So anytime, and I'm gonna make this real clear, when they come to my housing program, when they come to my clients, anytime I ask you to help them, help them. I was talking to somebody the other day, and they was going through a lot. I said, when the last time have you talked with your therapist? Because if you tell me, like if I know you got a PRP and you're in my housing program, and the PRP supposed to show up at least once a week or twice a week or however, but you tell me you haven't been talking to them, I'm going to call that PRP and find out what the freak is going on. The therapist too, the psychiatrist too. If I feel like they're not doing their jobs for the clients, y'all. And if I feel like you're not like diagnosing them right or teaching them how to become better human beings, I will send them to somebody else. I will let you go. Listen to what I'm saying. Because they are my housing clients. And my goal is for you to help them become better. But if you building or billing, I'm sorry, if you billing Medicare, telling them that you actually doing this and doing that, and you're not showing up to do it, I'm coming for you. So if y'all want to call me mean, nasty, this and that, no. If you get paid to do a job, do your job. And if I see you working with my clients and my clients is not changing, or they still got that rough mentality, because I know I'm watching them now, I'm observing them now. But when I send them to you and I see they not really, progressing, I'm going to ask you questions. First, I'm going to ask them, why is you this? Why is you that? Hey, when the last time you talked with your therapist or your psychiatrist? I mean, not your psychiatrist, but your PRP, your therapist, something like that. And if you're a PRP, 9 times out of 10, and I'm in the building, something like that, I'm going to see you. So I'll know that you're doing your job. Because if they in the house, they in the house. The PRP come to the house. But if I see my clients struggling with something, they going through certain things, I might ask them, well, when the last time you talked to such and such and such, their PRP? I ain't talked to them about 2 weeks. Why? Or you got some that, excuse me, y'all, might be off their medication. And the behavior, they in a state of mania or whatever, you know. So once I recognize it, I be like, wait a minute, when the last time you had your medication? And then say like if they say 2 weeks or something like that, or they'll say something like, "Well, I tried to call such and such and such, and they do." Now you know I'm gonna reach out to the psychiatrist because she normally the ones that write their stuff. See, y'all don't realize the inside work I do to help make sure our people balance. When I get on here, and sometimes I might go into my war zone. I might start out like this. Next thing you know, pew! And that's what I tell people. Anytime I speak, I'll start out slow like this. I'll start out low. And people be like, I can't hear you or something like that. I say, wait a minute. Because after a while, when the spirit hit me, but now, if you don't understand it, it will, dang, what's wrong with him? Ain't nothing wrong with me. You got to follow me. You got to follow me. So me and Tony was talking, and I was trying to explain to Tony, even though a lot of people don't like what I say, real simple. And it's not y'all that I'm concerned about the most. It's our local leaders, right? So a lot of times when you hear me, and this is what I was telling Tony, I said, when you hear me go the way I go, I'm basically, mainly when I'm out, addressing certain things to our leaders. I said, Tony, keep in mind, when I say I'm a community activist, that means I'm trying to help the people in the community, the inner city. I fight for their rights. When I say I'm a community organizer, and if a lot of y'all don't understand what a community organizer is, I'm in the community. So I gotta observe, I gotta check things out. As a community organizer, I try to encourage and motivate the people that's in that community to stand up and take your community back. Brandon Scott can't do it because that's on the ground level. So we have to come together. A lot of the stuff that's happening to gain control over it. So as me and Tony was talking, right now Trump is talking about, and I left it alone, be honest. I left it alone. But he was saying in the morning, I think, well, I'm going to say salvation. I think the military supposed to come in DC, take over DC. If something like that happened, and I was trying to tell Tony, look at our young men. A lot of them have pew-pews. I mean, I say pew-pews. That's TikTok talk. A lot of them have guns and all this type of stuff. Do you think they're going to allow that? Certain things, if they try to come into their area and control them, do you think a lot of them will let it happen? See, people only see things a certain way. And when he said that, the only thing I could think about was our young men. The ones that want to be tough and all that type of stuff, gangsters and stuff. I said, oh my God. Because they are not going to let you just come in their area and run them off the street. They're not. So the only thing I could think of, a lot of them losing their lives. And that's what gets me, because when he said it, I basically had to shut up. Because right now, I'm going into my activism mode. I'm going into my civil rights mode. That's starting to come out now. Because number one, and then I'm looking at this dictatorship, how this man is trying to control. And Tony, I know you wasn't trying to say it straight out, but I know a lot of y'all concerned that now the National Guard is going to come in and take over DC completely. And I'm like, it ain't just him. If it happens, I said Congress had to agree to that too. Now, stop. When y'all hear me do say certain things, right? Stop. Because look, because of what I do and the people that I deal with, we see things on a total different level. And it has a lot to do with enslavement. It has a lot to do with oppression or depression. It has a lot to do with control. Now, remember when God told Moses, Trump, when God told Moses, Trump is Pharaoh. When God told Moses to go tell Pharaoh, I said, let my people go. What is Trump doing? See how life repeats itself for DC. That's if it happens. It's to control them. And when they become disobedient, they're going to take them down. So a lot of people that agree with certain things, you don't see the bigger picture. Now you see what I did for some of you pastors, deacons, preachers. You see what I did? Pharaoh, Trump. Let my people go. And y'all get mad at me. Oh, he angry. Oh, he mad. Oh, he need to change his attitude. He need to change this. He need to do that. But y'all not looking at what's really going on. Like I said, Tony White, the good part when he was sharing what he was sharing with me, I'm telling y'all, I went in my head and I'm thinking about, oh, we can do this program, we can do that, blah, 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 blah. I'm telling you, because when you creating things to like putting on shows and stuff, and I told him about Curl Park. You know, we can do something like down there because it's a nice little area, bringing people together, like Drill Park, stuff like that. We can do it in certain areas. And I'm like, it's just bringing people together, y'all. Getting them out of that ghetto mentality, mindset, or even if they feel like that, you can put them somewhere like where they can be more constructive and enjoy life. That's all I'm trying to get to. Just enjoy life. I don't care you in the city, you're a millionaire, you're a billionaire, you're a freaking human being. That's why I don't get caught up with all of that. I look at the human being. I'm not impressed about your money and all that type of stuff. I want you to send some our way for the housing program. But I see the human being. And I see how some human beings, because you got to look at yourself, who want to control and dictate things, want people to live and act like the way they want them to. That's control. I'm thinking about Dr. Chisholm, Andre Bunley, Pastor Simmons, Pastor Rod Hudson, Ty, which they call the governor of Santan Winchester. And y'all hear how I be talking and everything, and I get on here and I might go in certain areas. I'm mentioning the name of some of the people, right? That that sees what's going on, that think just like me, and they see it. The reason why I'm saying this, because I can sit back and shut my mouth, and they'll basically say everything that I think about saying when I see the corruption that's going on. And this is what I was sharing with Tony, right, about Jasmine Crockett. She's a very conservative woman, very educated woman. And look at her, I'm going to say, behavior, or look at the way she present things. I call her the female version of me. When I found out she was a community activist, now I understood why she present herself the way she do. And y'all will miss it. So I was sharing it with Tony, right? Um, I said she's a people person. She's for the people. That's why y'all miss it. She's for the people. And she going against a lot of stuff that she see in politics. And we miss it. Y'all be like, well, she ghetto, she this, she that. I said, no. She's a very conservative woman, very smart, very intelligent. Very intelligent. Very intelligent. But just because now being that community activist and a human rights advocate, that's community stuff because you want the best for the people. And they create laws that tend to cripple the people. And that's what I started saying when I became a member of Communities United. And we started, building back up in the community. A lot of y'all don't know at one point, I don't know if they got some more, but I know the money gone. But Penn North, that area, we got $5 million to build back up in that area. That was back then. Maybe about over 5 years ago, because I think I was still driving tractor trailers during that time. And people say like, because the black community, the whole goal is to build back up in it. So you have a lot of Chineses or whatever that have stores in the community. The goal was to fix it where we can slide in, they go out, and that's just for the black community. A lot of y'all didn't know that, and I was sharing it. But because of the way I present, I dress certain things, and you will look at me, and that's what I was telling Tony. I said people tend to look at me because I yell and scream in a negative way. I said no, I'm a fighter, and my mouth is my biggest weapon towards the body of Christ. I speak out more, which I run a risk of speaking out more compared to some elders and pastors and stuff like that. They want to be in the safe mode. They want to be in the safe. I was listening to some people trying to bash Jamal Bryant. I said, let me tell you this, Jamal Bryant he preaches. But I say he's very intellectual when it comes to the word. And see, people don't realize that when the Bible says that he's breaking it down for you. So he's very intellectual. And he know how to when he talk about scripture, he will put it in layman terms, and he will talk about life issues with the scripture, That's why if you watch him, he's breaking it down and making it so plain and simple, basically with your behaviors and stuff like that. He's breaking it down. And a lot of people will miss it. I didn't understand that. Look, I was in the Baptist church for 5 years. The Baptist church, when I first got clean, right? The Baptist church. I winged away, and I'm going to tell y'all why. I was listening to Malachi York, and the stuff he was saying made a lot of sense to the mind. He said, how can a woman have a baby without a man? You know, sexually. And I'm talking about when Mary's supposed to be, not supposed, I'm sorry, was pregnant with Christ. And there was some stuff that he was saying that made sense. I'm like, he right. And I started winging away from the church. And I'm trying to think of some other stuff he was saying that really made sense. And for 3 years, it's like I was in the wilderness because I left the church. I met Tim Marshall, and I was sharing with him about feeling empty inside. My journey is spiritual, y'all. And I was telling Tim, because of me walking away from the church, 3 years not going, he teach. I didn't understand the difference in that. He said he don't preach, he teach. When I walked into the Church of the Redeemed, the same way I came in the NA 32 years ago, the Spirit hit me and said, you are home. I was lost, and then I'm found. And God said, you are home. So I go into the Church of the Redeemed with my family and everything. And the Spirit hit me and said, you are home. And I've been there at a time for 24 years. I don't know if this is going to mean anything to nobody. It doesn't matter, you know. Because I don't know if you ever got that, like, feeling or confirmation, right? And the Spirit hit me and said, you home. So by the Spirit hit me and said, you home, I had to learn to grow there. Grow. I started getting involved. I became an usher. I was a van driver, into theater, um, got into the theater production. And I'm going to tell you everything I did because I'm trying to find my place. And one of the ministers came to me, and I was going through some stuff. And he said, you need to come to the classes, the deacon classes, stuff like that, right? And I looked up at him And I wanted to say, who you talking to? You not God, blah, 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 right? I shut my mouth. And I ended up doing what I had to do to become an ordained deacon. Listen to what I said. I'm an ordained deacon. All right. I'm not just not. I'm not just a deacon. I'm ordained. I'm next in line to become a pastor or a priest. And I prayed, and I'm like, God, if you want me to go to like seminar classes or go to theology school, I'm talking with God to learn deeper, to become that pastor, that minister. Because I am a deacon, either way, I'm a minister, I'm a pastor, I'm an elder, I'm all that anyway, I already know. As a deacon, right? I know my position. I know my job. I don't try to be perfect, y'all. I don't try to act like I walk on water. I'm a human being who loves Christ. I fall, I make mistakes, but I learn from them. I know a lot of people who was on this journey, and just because they made mistakes in their lives, they walked away. No, no. What I do when I fall short, this and that, and I work in that area to become a better person, I'm going to share with you the steps that it took to get there. I will ask people when you run off at your mouth, so how? If you see something in somebody that's not right, and if you address that issue, you make sure you know how to walk them up out of whatever it is. So what you're doing, you're explaining to them step by step of how you was able to come out of a certain situation and stay out of it. And I'll ask people that, and you don't do it. You don't know how to do it. And I'm not trying to knock nobody. Please don't get it wrong. Because I'm only sharing. Watch what I say. I'm only sharing my experience, my strengths, and my hopes. I'm only sharing with you how I fucked up in certain areas, you get me? And what I did to become a better man. That's what you gotta listen to. Wow. You in a state of depression, right? Sometimes I might go into that state myself. Ma, why you leave me? Ma, why you leave me? Left me by myself because I'm thinking about stuff from the past, right? That will mess me up today. But then I gotta come out. I gotta come out. So it takes work when I'm in that depressive state, everything not going right, mama gone, daddy not around, my kids over there, my grandbaby over there. Wait a minute, the car outside, and I'm in the self pity mode, and I'm like, Steve, stop, Steve, stop. I had to start thinking about the good times, and it's a battle. So I understand when you hurt me, understand when you in that self pity mode, but then I gotta tell myself little stuff like to get my mind out of there, and I share it a lot, right? I'm a handsome dude. I'm a nice looking man. You know, I need to get my teeth straight. I need to do this. I need to do that. Look, I'm looking in the mirrors, right? Because I use those as examples. I'm looking in the mirror, right? And I'm saying I'm a handsome man. I'm a good looking man. And then I'll mess my head up, right? Because I turn around and say, I'm sexy. I'm beautiful. I'm be like, Steve, you need to cut this shit out. But by that time, I'm laughing. Now, see how I share certain things. Because I don't want to stay in that state. Why me? Why me? Ooh. And sometimes I might sound like it to y'all. Why me? Ooh. But when I come on here, and this is what I was trying to tell Tony too, this is like therapy for me. This is how I relieve that pressure of life. This is why I come on. Because number one, y'all listen to me. And if you got something you want to say, you're gonna put it down there and I'll try to read it so I can answer it. Sometimes I might not see it. Or if I get away from what you asking, just say something down there to bring me back. And I'll be like, oh my God, that's right. Come on. That's why I call it keeping life real. Keeping life real. To thy own self be true. To thy own self. You can lie and play games with everybody else, but you can't lie to you because you're going to feel that mess. And if you are spiritually connected, whenever you go against your morals, your values, your principles, your integrity, you're not going to feel comfortable inside. So you got to ask yourself, what's going on? Why I feel like this? Something ain't right, blah, blah, blah. That's when you do a self inventory. Watch what I'm doing. You see what I'm doing? Come on, psychiatrists. Come on, therapists. Come on, PRP. Tell me how to do this. Come on, come on, come on. What I'll do, I'm taking a look at me. I, I want you to see this psychotherapist. I gotta look at me. All right, Steve. See, I can't really, the day is the 11th. So I have to put my mindset, I'm gonna say yesterday, right? The 10th. I gotta observe me from the time I got up that morning, yesterday morning. I'm looking at my life from yesterday. I'm looking at myself. Did I say anything wrong? Or did I do anything that I might need to apologize to somebody about my behavior to straighten my stuff out? So now I'm observing myself and I'm telling y'all I was here. So I'm coming down here. This is where my mindset at and my eyes are closed. I'm coming down here because I'm looking out that day, looking at that day. But I'm looking to see, is it anybody or something that I did that I might be feeling uncomfortable about in my side? But basically, that's is helping me to relieve. I'm sorry, a lot of pressure. I'm observing. I'm doing my self inventory. I'm looking at myself. Now, if you are a professional, you might have another name for it. But I'm looking at myself. We call it a 10-step inventory. That's on yourself. Because what I do, like I said, I have to do that. And that's why a lot of professionals, if you are a therapist, a PRP, you are a psychiatrist, and you are studying to get your you get that information from. Normally, it's people like us that they will talk with, and I'm trying to think of the other word. In order for them to write down certain things for y'all to study. So basically, y'all are learning from us. And I don't like telling a lot of y'all that because if you went to college, or I mean, if you went to study behaviors, the good part about it, I know y'all understand the brain, the mindset of the brain. I know you do. But when you're talking with me, and it's not that I'm being smart, please don't take it the wrong way. Once I recognize certain things, I look for the solution in it. If you tell me something about me and I don't recognize it, I'm going to look it up. I'm going to like the anxiety, like she told me, anxiety, depression. I said, okay, of what? Because I watch out, Steve. If I don't like something, I don't like something. That don't mean you got to try to. Well, why you this? Why you that? Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. So anyway, I'm only saying this, y'all, because of a conversation, and we went into other little areas, which was nice. Nice, right? But because I'm a people person, so when it comes to the medical terms of certain things, the man Tony was talking about all that too, and how we got into the housing program part, how went all there, y'all. I'm telling you, went all there. So, and I'm trying to explain to him too while we was talking, right? Because it started out with the go-go. Then we went on little by little. We started going over here, and we started talking about DC. Then we started talking about, how they do certain things over DC, how we do certain things over here. And what I was telling Tony, because I'm from Baltimore City, I focus on Baltimore City, what I can do to help us, turn some things around. I'm not in DC, but to talk with him and to find out certain things that's happening over there, that's in just about every goddamn city, you know. And then we was talking about Brandon Scott. And I'm sorry because I hope I didn't mix nobody up a little bit because I went into another area. We was talking about the mayors, right? And I'm gonna tell y'all, I told him because I used to come for Brandon Scott and them a long time ago. I told him, I said, let me tell you something. Brandon Scott doing a good job. He doing a good job. It's just the people that comes up against him. Sometimes they don't want you to do your job, or they want it done the way they want it done. And see, y'all forget. Watch how I do that now. I did the inventory, right, of self. And because I know Steve, then I have to look at the work. Now, I'm not trying to confuse you. I have to look at the work that Steve does. And it's only God. It's only God. Because this wasn't my plans to become a community activist, to become a human rights advocate. This was not my plan. Not only that, when I read and I study scripture, he shows me certain people in there what was their purpose. So I called you. I called you. I chose you, Steve Copeland, to come and help my people. But you know what? And me and Tony was talking. What y'all have a tendency of doing, you looking at the person, which I get it. You looking at me first. And I keep telling y'all, it's not about me. Mainly when I say I need y'all help to help them. Help them. That's what our politicians, and I'm telling you, when me and Tony was talking, we went over here. And I said, when you got the police department, when you got because some of the stuff that's blocking a lot of us from doing what we do. And it was all, and I apologize if I kind of confuse y'all a little bit, but check this out. I'm going back to the go-go part, the music and all that, right? And for us to merge together. And everything that I said, y'all, and what's happening in Baltimore City, we have to create things for those that's lost that they might be interested in wanting to do to turn their lives around. I didn't lose you, did I? So in that process, when he came up with the go-go, and then I'm looking at, ooh, us coming together, creating stuff for those that's lost and trying to be found. I'm like, wow. So I'm trying to just break it down for y'all, right? Because I know I probably said some stuff and it's like, damn, where the hell he go with that? But it's bringing it down, y'all. I don't want y'all to look at me and you might judge me because I already know I'm a hardcore dude. I already know. Now, if you want to say he's an arrogant son of a blah 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 blah, it's okay because if that's how I might present certain things, and that's how you see it, it's okay. That's okay. But I'm not. And when I see certain people that come off like I do, when it come to fighting certain things, and once again, I gotta go back and say her name. When I look at Jasmine Crockett, and I always say this, she is the female version of me. But one thing about her, to me, she's more classy, more conservative, you know, but she has that roughneck spirit when it comes to the people. She has that fighter, that warrior within her. And that's why people judge her the way they do. And that's what I was trying to tell Tony. That's how they do me. And I'm not the only one. A lot of the people that I know that try to fight that help turn Baltimore City around, like Dr. Chisholm and all of that, and he is with the NAACP. When that president got into it, he stepped up to the plate. But let me tell you something: when you got that voice that's above the people that you with, they get offended, thinking you trying to take over stuff. No. So I knew when I was reading Dr. Chisholm stuff, I knew what he was going through, or I know what he's going through, because I had to look at myself. So, a lot of people have great ideas, but when it's about implementing them into the community, that's the same stuff I might tell. Not that I might. I'll tell Brandon Scott and them when it comes to us. It's all about the solutions, y'all. It's about solutions. A lot of our politicians don't have them. They can create all the laws they want, but we are the ones that had to, oblige to them. Because when they create certain laws, if you break the laws, you know what's going to happen. You're going to go to prison. It doesn't matter whether it's Trump, it's Congress, it's the Senate, it's the Supreme Court, and I'm coming down the line. When they create laws and you break them, you get punished. Some people go to prison. But when they create laws that tends to violate your rights, this is where the big mouth bald head dude coming at with the group of people that the other organizers that I'm with. I share y'all stories with people. What can we do to help this right here? What can we do to slow it down? A lot of y'all don't know about ratification. So any bills they put into law, we can ratify that thing, turn it around, or make because you once again it's the people, but you can get them to change certain things in that bill. So I asked the guy one day, we was on this panel, how long once they put a certain bill into law. Well, they make it into laws. I think I'm getting sleepy, but I had asked this guy because I know when it comes to the constitutional rights or trying to make sure I say it right, because back in the days when they created certain laws, the amendments. I'm trying to get to the amendments. You can ratify them. Now, in my mind, when they created the constitutional rights, the amendments, right? It's written in stone. That's the way I started saying it. It's written in stone, but you can add something like when you come together with say solutions, or if you feel like they violating people's rights, and you can come together with certain, you gotta write the policies where they can implement it into that law that they created that tends to hurt people or hinder people. Certain things you can go in and get them to change it. Did y'all know that? But that's once again. And I don't know why I keep thinking I'm on TikTok right now. With the abortion, right? And women have the right to do with their body whatever they want, right? And they want to make it a law where they can't have abortions. So you get some women that get offended because you're trying to dictate their life, trying to tell them what to do with their body. Now, I don't know really how I would feel about that because I'm not a woman, I'm a man. And I feel like whatever choices they make, it's their choice for whatever reason. If you make the decision to abort, that's a tough decision. And a lot of people don't understand. You might can't financially because it's where you at, right? You might can't financially take care of the baby. Might be for health reasons. But certain things I don't touch because it's your right as a community activist or a homeless advocate. Whatever decisions you make with this right here, your personal life, your personal belonging, that's you. Nobody should try to tell you how to take care or do you, if you get me in that sense. That form of control, domineering. That's why, and I want to make this clear because I'm going back. Keep that right there. That's why when people come into my housing program, I tell them you have to be willing. You have to be willing. So you making the decision, you get me? To change the quality of your life. The same with if a woman decide that she wants to abort for whatever her personal reasons may be. That's her. Now I'm not a woman. So I know that's a major decision to abort a life. But it's not to hate you. It's not to dislike you. Oh, you did this, you did that. You don't make nobody feel bad for their personal decision, but we will. I shared this with, and I know she probably don't mind. My oldest stepdaughter told me when she's about 10, she said she liked girls. I said, okay, I love you anyway. And my little cousin, at the time I was, doing foster care, and she told me she liked girls. I said, okay. Then they like 10. So you know how we say people go through certain phases, blah, 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 blah. Well, now they all grown and they have girlfriends. But what I'm trying to say with that, whatever choices people make with their life, that's their life. My thing is just be happy. Learn to be happy, joyous, and free. When you put your mouth in other people's business rather than sticking to your own, you try to make people intentionally, you might not see it. But when you point out people's faults in your eyesight, what makes you any better? And this was a conversation me and Tony was having too. That's why a lot of y'all don't like me. I know y'all like me. I just say that, right? I know y'all like me. I know y'all like me. I just say that because y'all make me feel like. No, actually, I say it because I want us to flip it. Oh, you're not that bad, Steve. I know I'm not that bad. And that's what I was telling Tony, right? I said, even though I might appear to be rough, mean, nasty, stuff like that, if I was an evil, nasty man, why would I be trying to help people in the community? I wouldn't give a freak. People don't look, and the reason why I'm saying it, look at my heart. My heart, my love, my compassion for our people. If I did not care, or if I was this evil, nasty, mean man, I wouldn't give a hell about them. Tony, how old you looking, bro? Because I was trying to tell you. You can look at me and judge me all you want, but my thing is, my actions speak louder than anything I say out my mouth. And by me having a housing program, right? And most of my clients are women and children, it doesn't click with y'all that he's the type of man that likes taking care of women and children. They not my family now. Don't get it wrong, but I'm letting you know. The goal is to help them become better people, the same way I do with my daughters, same way I did with my nieces. Independent women with children. So I work with the women to help. This get ready to click off because my battery running real low. And y'all miss it. I just want to see, Lord, you got a mother with 3, 4 kids trying to take care of them by herself. Daddy ain't giving her no money. He complaining about this and that, blah, blah, blah. So the goal is to help her from the level of where she at financially to be able to maintain her household, her own house for her and her children. Because there's no man there to help her. So when Steve Copeland come in, he come in as Unc. He come in as Dad. Because I don't step across certain lines. I just don't. And I make it clear to them, I'm here to help you, not hurt you. But it's y'all. And please don't take it wrong. Because it's a lot of outside people that will judge me. make me out to look like I'm this fool or a dog or something like that, right? No, no. And it's okay if that's the way you see it, because I can't see me in that sense if that's the way you see it. Okay? I can't see me. So what I do, because of the love I have inside, because of the man that I am, I just try to give back what's in here. Don't forget. You people, if you're not there where you want to help people prosper in life, you won't really understand it. Because it's more like, well, they need to do this, they need to. Somebody had to help guide them to the proper, to the proper resources, getting them the help that they need to move forward. Somebody got to do that because they stuck in a certain area. And when I say that right there, right, keep in mind that's what they did for me in NA. It was people there to help guide me and better my life, to improve my life. So, like I said, I'm only giving back what was freely given to me. I can be a roughneck too. I already know me. That's why I tell people don't take me and this so personal, right? Cause I don't. If you like y'all, I might ask y'all send some money towards me helping out people, and because of the way I present it or the way I look, cause that's what y'all doing. I'm telling you, I I don't look, cause this was addressed to like the way I do things and what I say out my mouth. Y'all might not like that, cause y'all think I'm talking about you and I'm bashing you and all that type of stuff, and that's okay. But that's not what I'm trying to do. I can only tell you me. And I'm gonna tell you this: I watch y'all with certain things, and I know people that you know when you in business, it's all about the money. No matter what, it's all about the money. It's all about that dollar bill. And for me, the people first. That's how I see things, and then the money gonna come when you doing the business. I'm just saying. So I see it and I understand. Doc Chisholm, look, I was just talking about. Overwhelming black elected officials representing West Baltimore have gravely and poorly represented their con- constituents, the crime, the drugs, and look, wait a minute. This what Dr. Chisholm just wrote. This guy is with the NAACP. And that's why I was telling y'all, you have certain people that speak against certain things and they outcast you. They outcasting him the same way they do me. Now look, I'm gonna read it again, right? Because I just went on my Facebook page and that's the first thing popped up. And he's like me. He sits up there, he fight, and nobody want to respond back to him. At least give you some support. That's all. Like I hear you, I'm here for you, blue. Power, one power. But look, I'm reading it again because he's talking about something over near Carver, but he's coming for the politicians, the ones that got the money but not doing their jobs. They say overwhelming black elected officials representing West Baltimore have gravely and poorly represented their constituents. Crime, drug, overdose, liquor stores, food, what is it? Apartheid, distribution, school pushouts, vacant houses and lots, inadequate laundromat. Look, no mental health clinics, insufficient Carver outdoor athletic fields, no black skateboards, part in job training, um, women in job training and rehabilitation. I'm kind of laughing, right? Because he's saying this is basically what I might be talking about sometimes. That's what we do. That's what we do. He put this on there 32 minutes ago. I gotta call Doc Chisholm. I gotta call him and see. Excuse me, I'm getting sleepy. Ah! Who you hitting? Who you hitting like that? Is that a woman or a man? I hate when people do this. Is that a woman or a man he beat up like that? Man, if they didn't lock him up, somebody said I counted 61 blows. 61 blows my ass. Excuse me, y'all. Mm. He was steady punching, 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 punching. I can't tell if it's a woman or a man that he beat up. He was banging up like that. I think it was a woman. Oh my God. And whoever it was, you can tell looked like he real muscle bound too. Beating on a woman like that. Wasn't no black person either. He looked like he real strong too. Beating up on a woman like that. Look at that. Look at that. For a long time. He doing that for a long time. Ooh, that makes me sick on my stomach. Yup, it was a lady. Somebody just it's obvious that she's afraid of you and due to the fact that you are a fake bodybuilder. Remember I said he looks real strong. I bet. Mm. Antonio mad boy when he put that in there. Wow. He I bet you this your size wouldn't matter to the smallest man who has love for his mother, and you would definitely be a piece of cake. Wear your damn dumbass out. That's what this. I'm just reading this comment, y'all. Oh my god! I mean, y'all see how he was punching on it, and then you can tell that's probably wasn't his first time. The way he was hitting on her, he probably been beating on her. That's not good. That is not good. Mm. And see, a lot of people will stay in relationships like that if they feel as though they don't have nowhere to go. Um, because a lot of times, and this is what I learned from dealing with my clients, right? A lot of times, if if you don't, when you listening to them, if you don't, just encourage them and build them up in that process, because they already feeling down and out. So if you don't try to say positive stuff to them, there's well, they're gonna stay stuck either way. They're gonna stay stuck. I don't know. That thing kind of blew me away, y'all. I'm sorry, cause I mean he punching pink, 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 pink. Man said fake bodybuilder. Mm, 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 mm. But yeah, y'all, I'm gonna get ready to get off of this. Look, I went to sleep a little earlier, right? And when I looked at the time. It was 8 something, 8:57, but it was still dark. Look, I thought I thought it was the next day, right? It was only 8:50 something, and I'm looking at the time, and I'm like, why the sun ain't up? I'm sitting up here looking up. Wait a minute, this is it daylight saving time? So it dawned on me. I said, Steve, it's still night. You went to sleep. I think I dozed off about 5 or 6, right? I think I dozed off about that time. I thought it was a whole different day. Like, no. Once it dawned on me. Oh God. I need to get out this house. But yeah, y'all, I just like I said, I just wanted to come on and share some stuff with y'all. And I can't I ain't even look. I try not to worry about it because I know y'all think I'm this crazy, deranged person because of the way I be acting. That's you. Ain't me. I did pray to God. I'm like, God, please help me. I don't want to keep coming. My deliverance and stuff like that. I don't want to keep like acting the way I act, God. Can you help me to be more professional and all that type of stuff? I guess God be like, Stephen, I created you just to be the fool you are. Okay. I thank you, Lord. Because I'm telling you, Tony was saying it to you. I said, I'm listening to Tony. I said, Tony, do you know? I already know I can be a jerk. But it's not. When I say it, I could be a jerk. It's because when I look at myself and I know the way I do things might not be presentable to y'all. You get me? But it's a natural, normal thing for me, in a sense, right? But if you come to somebody and you telling them they need to change certain things about them, don't do that. Don't do that. And then I'm like, wait a minute, I'm 63 years old. And it ain't like you can't change now. Don't get it wrong. I'm 63 years old. I'm not a damn child no more. So whatever I put out there, I'm putting out. So look, maybe it'll happen. I don't know. I don't know. But I'm 63. And I try to stand firm on my morals, my values, my principles, my integrity. Because I created a space for me to be Steve Copeland, this loving, caring, kind, considerate man. But two, and I try to tell y'all too, um, that rotten, no good side. Basically, what I'm saying is, uh, you know the difference between right and wrong, or I'm trying to get to those two different personalities, but it's one characteristic. It's one person. I don't wait a minute, I ain't putting it right. It's one individual. I am who I am. I can be a no good son of a rat if I want to. But I try to be that loving, caring, kind, considerate man. And it's amazing, right? Because I'm thinking about Jasmine Crockett, and then I'm thinking about Dr. Chisholm, and I'm thinking about reason why I say I'm thinking about the people that tends to speak out against a lot of the stuff we see, and just talking about it. But we, in my case, I might be a little bit rough about it, a little bit hard about it, which might turn a lot of people off, and that's okay, because it wasn't meant for you. What I say out my mouth. So I'm looking at that, right? And then you look at too, everything I say out my mouth, it's not for everybody. Those who need to hear it will get it. And those that don't want to hear it to make a change in their lives, they won't get it. So I am, and I hope I can go ahead to sleep, y'all, because I don't want to lay here for like another 2 hours and then fall out. So I'm hoping that once I hang up, once I get off of here and get everything together as far as turning these lights and stuff out, I can go ahead and rest back up. But I just want to say this again, y'all. Y'all don't realize, and I know I'm seeing only 6 viewers right there, right? Do y'all realize how good that make me feel? And I know it's more people looking. I know it's more people looking at what I'm saying and stuff like that. But just to see, even if it was one, because when I come on here, I try not to get caught up in the viewers, you get me? So when I open up my mouth, I don't know who I might be talking to. And if they could be, well, we call it the hallway, right? They could be sitting in the hallway and just be listening, but don't come in. Cause you can see somebody's stuff. Why they like on my other pages, you can see me. You and I don't see you because this right here is coming from Facebook, from my Facebook page. So most of the time, if you speaking to me, let me see. I'm trying to see now because sometimes people will send me messages from the outside sources. Excuse me. So they'll send me messages, right? I need to go because I'm getting sleepy. I love y'all again, and I just want to say thanks again. I need to get y'all. I need to go because I feel like I'm talking out my head now. And then mm, thank y'all, thank y'all, thank y'all, thank y'all. And I have no idea of like who's looking and listening, but I'm gonna feed y'all a little bit more once me and Tony sit down and I capture what a little bit more of how he want to do things, because that way, which I was trying to tell Tony, my mind go click 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 to see how we can. It's like going into that warrior mode, that fighter mode. What we can do here, how we can match stuff up, and I'm looking at a lot of people that's lost, that's probably going to enjoy go music, club music, stuff like that, for us to come back together, just have fun and enjoy life. And that's all. So I'm gonna see. We gonna have to talk, bro. We have to talk. But you know, I got somebody sent me some invitations to come out to this thing Saturday. Um, because of me speaking out and do what I do, and that's what I was trying to tell Tony too. I get invites to come speak out, talk about certain things. Cause y'all know that's what I do anyway. Even with this right here, and it's to help Baltimore City grow, to help our people. I know we ain't gonna save everybody. I already know that. But the goal is to help those that wants to help. And like I always tell them, you got to be willing to do the work to turn your life around. We can't do it. We can provide services for you, but you got to be the one to do it. So good night, family. What time is it? 2:30 something. No, no, that's 1:36. That's how long I've been on here. It's 4:01. I've been on here for an hour and some change. I just look at the church member disrespect the pastor at the ATM after Sunday. See, this what I be doing a lot of times when I'm in here. I go through all my little pages and stuff like that. But I just wanted to pull that for the time. Let me go. Let me go. Let me. I keep saying I'm going and I haven't left yet. But thank y'all again, and please stop taking me as this evil, nasty dude. That's why Tony. I was trying to tell Tony. I said, guess what? Don't pay attention, right? I said. I said. My actions speak louder than anything I could say out my mouth. So if you call me the big mouth bald head black dude, it's just to show you that's just a name that y'all gave me, right? But my actions, because of my mouth, my action speaks louder than anything I can do. So the goal is, because I'm a talker, is to actually produce those things as far as when it come to helping our people. Tony, bro, I love you. Love y'all. And I learned that a long time ago. Uh, your action. I even try to get to the point. Not people say shut up and you go into your little quiet mode or your little a safe place. And a lot of times I might talk on this because this is my stuff. But when I don't talk, people be like, "What's wrong with you, Mister D?" Or "Why you ain't saying nothing? Why you listening?" That? Because sometimes I like listening to you. I do. And then I realize for me, and it's not being smart, ladies and gentlemen, for me, because of the way I live, and when it comes to doing certain, oh God, reason why I say oh God, because it sounds like I'm dozing off. I'm dozing off. But shit, I forgot what I was getting ready to say. Bye, y'all. Good night. Good night. Good night, family.